a year ago to Christopher Bell.
You see the 66 truck there getting a hit in the left rear. It's going to spin him around. John Hunter Nemechek got into Jordan Anderson. Need to get on the brakes.
Anderson keeps going, so far no caution.
Yeah, there's debris on the racetrack, though. His rear bumper bar is on the racetrack.
And now the caution is out.
He knows he's got to get up there and get one of those top spots. Cuts a little bit quick. Around here, Phil, I think Jordan would have been better off if he'd have locked those brakes down. He just lets it roll up and get into that outside wall. A lot of damage. He's got to qualify. He's got to get one of those top 5 spots, but he's still out there and rolling, so I guess he's still in the game.
You know, one thing to point out on the dirt, just because you spin doesn't necessarily mean there's automatically going to be a yellow, because so many times you'll spin and they'll just restart and get going. But Jordan Anderson obviously left some truck parts on the track, and when that amount of debris is on the track, obviously we're going to go caution.
And it didn't take a whole lot of contact to send Jordan around.
First heat. Man,
Number 1. Boy, and Jordan Anderson really got into the wall big here on the front stretch.
He was racing Wayne Anderson for that 6th spot. Again, nothing at stake there.
Yeah, and he dove to the inside, made the slide job in 3 and 4, but watch. Wayne Anderson is able to do the crossover. Once Jordan dives hard in the corner, you can see here, really hard in there, slides up, but watch what Anderson is able to do.
He just turns left and gets it underneath him, and Jordan never really got that truck straight. He made contact, and it sent him right into the outside wall.
That's his 3rd big contact of the meet, and this is a big moment for them.
Rico currently in that 5th and final transfer spot. Get a lot of pressure from William Byron is going to go around.
We may stay green if William can get that truck refired.
He's just too high right there when he goes to make the turn in against Rico. Had the wrong angle to the corner. They make contact. Around he goes. No harm, no foul, though. He just learns. He doesn't tear up his truck. Gets hard on the brakes there, like we see him slide to a stop. That's good for this kid.
And visiting with with Rudy Fugel, William Byron's crew chief, earlier this afternoon, and he was talking about, hey, we've got 4 wins. We're in the chase. This is nothing but fun and a learning experience for our team. William Byron never been on the dirt before, so he's going to learn a lot to the front.
How about Rico now to the bottom?
Oh, he can't get that truck turned. See, he's heading in the wrong direction. It's pushing. It didn't make the turn, and they're 3 wide. Oh, and they crash.
Big crash, and they're still together, and we're still green, not yellow yet. Rico and Quapple, are they going to get separated? They were connected there for a moment.
They still are.
They finally separate, and there's some significant damage. Quapple is not happy.
No, I don't think Travis Quapple is trying to separate. I believe he felt like Rico ran him up into the wall, and he wasn't happy about it.
Here comes Schrader, 2 to go. Coming up on these slower trucks now, and possibly even lapping Quapple, and now Quapple's limping to the garage area.
Hey, Brew just can't get the truck to turn. We talked about its pushing in the corners, but he got hung on the side of Cole Custer, and it shot him over in to Travis Quapple. And this is a point where Quapple said, I don't appreciate how you raced.
This is on board with Rico at the restart. Tried to dive it down in there and make it 3 wide. That didn't work.
Now he's just stuck. He can't get off of Cole Custer.
He was trying to get away from him, but they made hard contact, he and Travis Quapple.
It'd be interesting to see the damage that Custer's truck took in that confrontation as well, but certainly heavy contact between Rico Abreu. Truck Series for the 4th time at Eldora. Bobby Pierce on the outside, Tyler Reddick on the inside, green at the Big E. Pierce on the high side.
That's 4 or 5 different ways to get around this racetrack.
Had a spinner already down in turn 1, but we stay green.
Wow, what a great first lap by Pierce. He puts 8-10 truck lengths on 2nd place. Tyler
Rico.
The contact.
Just jumping up and down through the bumps there up high. There's.
Oh, and is that what is that bounced out from underneath of it?
They don't run a splitter here, but it still could be a splitter bar that's underneath the front of that truck.
So Abreu's going to come in. You heard the radio, the team telling him you're going to have to do a pass-through.
Big crash, turn 3.
A lot of damage. There's the 19 of Hemrick involved, the 13 of Cameron Haley, Caleb Holman in the 75.
Stuart Friesen.
How about that? Ben Kennedy. We talked about
Look at the
Kennedy's
damage.
need for a good night tonight.
Look at the damage on the 75 truck of Caleb Holman.
Starts. Keep an eye on the 16 of Stuart Friesen. There's he.
There was some contact.
Yeah.
It was the 75, and I believe it might have been Friesen in the 16 that got together initially, and then you can see maybe from a better angle here. But watch how this track is just blocked for these guys that are committed to the outside.
Yeah, and how was Johnny Sauter going to get by there? He actually got a little damage, ran into the side of the 75. Timothy Peters as well.
And you know, the 13 truck of Haley, he escaped any damage. I think he's in the middle of it, but he didn't hit anything really.
Right along with Cody Coughlin. He was far enough back he was able to see it drive by in the inside.
On Rhodes as well. Bell up to third.
Problem for Kyle Larson.
Right rear tire is gone on that 24 truck.
How good he was on that particular night, but this is another bad break for the 24 of Kyle Larson.
Got to figure maybe some contact with a lap truck, possibly cut his right rear tire down. You can see there it's flat.
Gone now. Yeah.
And he's going to spin out off turn 4, looping around, and knows he needs a caution and thinks maybe that's a good way to get one, but NASCAR is going to hold him for intentionally bringing out the caution.
Bobby Pierce.
Reddick diving down. Contact between the 19 of Hemrick down in turn 1, and caution is out.
Turn 4.
Wow, that was a case where Cody Coughlin in the 51 got out of whack. He was sideways too far and caught another truck, and it just collected 2 or 3 others. Bad crash.
Approximately 90 laps.
Watch
We've
this.
Completed 73.
Gasses it up, just gets too loose here. Watch.
Right into Brandon Brown.
And then that was William Byron, the second pounce.
Johnny Sauter was involved in that also. Here's a different look. You see.
Yeah, he was in a process of spinning out, it looked like, and Brandon Brown came along, an innocent bystander on the inside, as did William Byron and Johnny Sauter. He had a lap truck underneath him. He had to pass a lap truck.
Oh, Ben Rhodes smoke out the back end. Boy, that's a shame if that's serious. Certainly looks to be, because Rhodes had such a good run tonight.
And there's Kyle Larson. He's made his way inside the top 10.
Look at him ride the wall there. Got into it with the right rear corner. It swung the front around.
Look at that nose. He not only doesn't have a splitter, which we see on the asphalt tracks, but most of the bottom half of the nose is gone as well. They'll get a good chance to come in.
We got a stick and a rag on it to clean the inside of the windshield. It's a little bit dusty down there. Let's
see if he hires out. We might use him. There's Johnny Sauter with his little squeegee trying to get the dirt and the dust off the inside of his window. Timothy Peters. Now that one looks like
that's a Swifter there, isn't it?
That's full service.
You do what you have to do here.
Got a big smoker there. Stuart Friesen's truck, I think, has blown up.
And the caution is out. Well, and that's too bad, because Friesen was having a terrific
The
night.
8th spot looks like Hemrick might get that 8th spot.
Look at that, how he used the wall to turn that truck. Bounced off the outside wall and made some ground on the truck ahead of him.
How about these guys racing for the lead, bouncing off that wall?
Kyle Larson spent 20 laps of this race a lap down.
Yeah,
and now he's in the lead.
Quite frankly, Vince, I think he had a bad attitude then, too.
Hit that wall. Opens up the bottom for Pierce.
Banged it off the wall hard, did Larson, and Bobby Pierce slides up in front, and he hits the wall. And now Larson back in front of Pierce.
And the crowd goes crazy. These fans are on their feet watching this battle for the front, but I believe...
Oh, right rear tire on Bobby Pierce.
And Pierce is going to come to a stop.
That was such hard racing, and just bounced off the wall a little bit too hard, and it knocked that right rear off of it.
Running pole and finishing runner-up, and then the way he has run tonight has been impressive.
Yeah, Larson bounced off the wall on the other end. That gave Bobby the momentum to get by. Tried to do the slide job, just got a little bit overcooked it into the corner, got that right rear into the wall, and unfortunately cut that right rear down.
What would that look like at Eldora?
Bell just hoping that Larson can make a mistake. Bell stay close enough to capitalize.
There's a big glob of trucks just ahead of our leaders.
The white flag is out for Kyle Larson. Bell got into the wall again.
But he's closing. He's closing ground on our leader.
Look at all the lap track in front of him. I don't know if it's going to be an issue or not.
Here comes Kyle Larson through turns 3 and 4. Larson is going to win at Eldora.
Boy, buddy. Checkered flag.
Let's go to victory lane and celebrate with the winner, Kyle Larson.
Well, Kyle Larson and this 24 team overcame adversity in the early goings, but now they find themselves in victory lane this evening. Kyle, you've won in a lot of different series here at Eldora Speedway. Now you've done it in a truck. What does this one mean to you?
It means a lot, especially losing the way I did the 2 years I ran. So thanks everyone on this GMS racing team, DC Solar for coming on board for this. It was very special for them. I knew with running a blue 24, I had to run hard here at Eldora. Rico does a really good job in the sprint car of that. So I had to put on a show. We got the flat tire there early, and I knew we'd get a lucky dog. I just didn't know if I could get back to the top 3 as quick as I did, and it just worked out where I got by Bell when he got in the wall, and then I think Bobby had a gear issue, and he was definitely better than I was for sure, but we were able to, well, I guess I didn't really hold him off. He slid in there and hit the wall and got a flat, I think. So hated that we couldn't race with him, but I was happy when he was out. Almost gave it away again after that restart. I went to the middle of 3 and 4 in 3rd gear, and I missed a shift off turn 4 to get to 4th, and Bell got into my back bumper. Thankfully, he wasn't inside of me because he had got the lead there and probably would have been, he probably would be standing where I am. So happy he didn't get by me. But thank all you fans for coming out. Thank everybody at home watching. Once again, thanks DC Solar, Target, Eneos, Parker Store, everybody who helps out to allow me to have fun and do what I love. So just enjoying it. Love to be back here on dirt. Tony had the track amazing. I've been bugging it for 3 years to get this thing with some moisture in it, and he did, and it was fun, man. We had a cushion against the wall in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is tricky with some bumps there, so just had a blast.
Congratulations. Kyle Larson is your 2016 Eldora Speedway truck winner.
Back in 1996, started the tradition of kissing the bricks. And that is very close. A little too close for the 18. How about that save? If you can call it a save. Patrick Carpenter.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, surely he's going to give him the line, but he never gave it to him. So he entered turn 2, and I don't think that Patrick ever knew he was there. He started coming down on him. So, I don't know if that's an issue. It's hard to spot here. Right. It's hard to see. We haven't seen Patrick in a car, very often in a Cup car. I don't know what happened there, but when you have a faster car coming at that high of a rate entering turn 2, you need to yield that spot. I mean, that is a tight place to go in there 2 by 2.
And you bring up spotters. Very, very difficult at this racetrack to see every part of this racetrack.
Well, the place is enormous, Rick. So while we have the pagoda in the middle of the racetrack to give you some view, although let's ride along here. He turns under.
I mean, he moved up the racetrack, but then he came down and put Kyle on the spot where, all he could do was try to get the car slowed down to keep from getting in a wreck. So I'm sure Kyle's not going to be very happy about that.
No, and I really think the 32 of Patrick Carpentier had no idea the 18 was there.
Yeah. And so last year's winner sliding through the turn at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, saves it, but they'll have to bring it into the garage and do a little work. 2 by 2, the field working their way closer to the flag stand. Green flag in the air. We're racing at Indy. Daniel Suarez giving a shove to the 18 on the inside line, and that will give him the advantage going into turn 1. Xfinity Series regulars, the only ones eligible for the possibility of Dash for Cash money. That excludes Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Matt DiBenedetto. Busch, Larson, Suarez, Logano, and Reed, the top 5.
33 car, way wide entry, allowed Jeb Burton to get underneath him. He was not able to get on the bottom because he took such a wide entry, and Jeb underneath him pushed that wind beside him and did not let him get on the ground, get underneath the bottom.
Has been dominant, has almost a 3-second lead over Kyle Larson. Then Joey Logano just in front of Daniel Suarez. Kyle Busch making his way off the backstretch through 3 and into 4. Off of 4 and down the front stretch. Kyle Busch continues his dominance as he will win heat number 1 in Indy. It's Eric Jones bringing the field to the green flag as they enter the start zone. Green flag's in the air. Two and 3 wide as they get into turn number 1. Eric Jones with a great start. Justin Allgaier also very good on the inside of Harvick. Allgaier in the 7. Kevin Harvick in the 88 on the outside. Down the back stretch they go. Speeds over 180 miles an hour as they enter turn 3. Poole making that inside line work with the number 48. Poole's moved up into the 5th spot. Chasing after Paul Menard. Kevin Harvick running 2nd. 2 Cup regulars. He goes sponsored by Credit One. Eric Jones making his way down the backstretch as he will take turns 3 and 4 for the final time in this second heat, and it's been a dominant performance once again for the Joe Gibbs driver. Eric Jones has almost an 8-second lead over 2nd place Kevin Harvick. Down the front stretch for the final time, and Eric Jones will win at the Brickyard. He takes the Heat 2 win stretch as they enter the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Racing in Indy. Great start once again for Kyle Busch in the 18 out front, but also Kyle Larson jumped down that restart when he entered turn 1 and was able to get by Eric Jones.
And Rick, we talked to him between the heat race or after the heat races, and he already mentioned that important first start. He needed to beat Eric Jones, and that's what he has done.
And a great run down the front stretch as he'll start to challenge Kyle Busch now. Into turn 3 and the short shoot. Kyle Busch out in front of Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, and it's Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, and Justin Allgaier. Joey Logano in the 22, running 4th. As the last driver to win a caution-free race. Whoa, and around goes the 20. As quickly as we say that, the caution will come out.
I saw it spark, Rick. I wonder if that damage didn't finally cut down the right rear tire as quick as that spun around.
And how did he not hit the wall?
Unbelievable.
I mean, he lost a tire getting into the corner in Indianapolis and didn't hit anything. That's amazing. Turn 1. He's running almost 200 miles per hour.
Right there, big spark.
Big spark right there. Obviously, the tire is down. I mean, he blew a right front as he turned into turn 1 at Indy. I'm sorry, right rear. Thank you. And what an amazing job. He's wide open in the throttle right here. Just he's in the gas as hard as he can be, and that drove the car off the wall. That's a great job.
That's amazing. Look at how sideways that car is, and he's, as you mentioned, so hard on the gas to keep it away from the wall.
And look at the wheels turned to the right, but the second it started back, he got him turned back left. Had he not, that thing could have hung a right and gotten back into the wall. So what a great job, and it surprises you too. I mean, it's not like you go in there expecting this to happen. So what a remarkable job of driving.
That is unbelievable.
9 degrees of banking.
Watch the tires. Watch the tires. Watch the left front tire. Now you can see the right front tire. Takes a little wheel out of it, and he puts it back in it and just spins it out.
Pits are closed, so they're not allowed to come onto pit road yet. Out front has a pretty good gap over Kyle Larson. Even on the pressure tires, and around goes the 07. He the 13 into the wall. Caution will come out again. Ray Black Jr. in the 07 and the 13 of Harrison Rhodes.
It all started on the entrance to turn 2. Contact right there.
Ray Black Jr. hit the 4.
Yeah, now he's just long for the ride. 13 comes in and T-bones him.
Right in the driver's door. That's never an area you want to see another car get hit. NASCAR's done a lot of work in that area over the years. They've added some steel plate to try to prevent intrusions into the cockpit, some energy absorbent foam, a lot of safety additions to this car.
You can tell how hard of a hit lifted the 07 right up off the ground.
Yeah, that interior wall has a safer barrier on it, so although it wasn't a heavy contact in the interior wall, it still has a safer barrier.
And that proves
much less.
Well, you have to have safer barrier anywhere, because I'm not sure anyone would think that a car could get to that wall, but we've seen it in racing. You cannot predict how these cars will crash. You see right there, Justin Allgaier inside Elliott Sadler for the $100,000, Rick.
Dash for cash. Allgaier takes the spot away from Elliott Sadler. Through the short chute, into 2. And down the backstretch they go. Allgaier in front of Elliott Sadler for Dash for Cash. That $100,000 bonus. Out in front of the field, it's still Kyle Busch. He's got a half a second lead over Kevin Harvick as they go into turn number 3. One last opportunity for Kevin Harvick to steal this win away from a dominant Kyle Busch. A year ago, Kyle Busch swept the Xfinity Series and Sprint Cup Series races from Indianapolis. Can he do it again this weekend? Kyle Busch will win at Indianapolis. Carl Edwards, his teammate, will start on the outside of row number 1. Tony Stewart making his final Brickyard 400 start on the inside of row 2. Green flags in the air, we're underway. Great start for Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin now fighting with his teammate, trying to take the second spot away. Hamlin and Edwards side by side. Here comes Stewart almost to the grass as he tries to make the pass for second. He takes it away as they go into 3.
Clear. Hell yeah.
What a run Tony Stewart had coming out of 2. Takes the second spot away as they went into 3 and 4.
You don't think Tony Stewart wants to win this race? 3 wide on lap 1. I can promise you what this race means to him.
Kevin Harvick moving out of line.
He goes in behind Greg Biffle. When he does, the air gets taken off his car. The 17 behind him. We got a caution right now.
Caution on the racetrack early. And it wasn't for that 20 moving. It looks as though for Matt DiBenedetto in the 83, he has damage to the right side of that car.
There's definitely some smoke coming out of the back of the 83. I don't know if there's fluid or a tire rub.
Protect active. So blew up.
So you heard him say oil protect active. So basically what that is the program in the ECU the engine builders create. So if you lose oil pressure, the driver can't leave the car running, can't damage the engine anymore. So if that's the issue, you heard him say, I think we blew up. You see right here, he's just kind of the second half of the front straightaway here. Very fast part. The smoke pours out of the back of the race car. Looks like oil smoke to me, Jeff. Definitely an engine issue or at least an oil leak on the 80 cars pit. There can't be a yellow. That will ruin the strategy.
37 laps out front, and it looks as though a caution will come out as Greg Biffle slams the right side of his car into the wall.
That is a heavy impact right there.
A lot of damage to the right side of that. It happens quickly here at Indianapolis. You're carrying so much speed through these 90-degree turns. Kelly, take a look up against the wall already. The 16 of Greg Biffle bringing out just the second caution of the day at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Johnson, the car that just got lapped. We are closing.
Into the wall. It's a 23. David Reagan. That will bring the caution out. See, the left rear tire is down. Third caution of the day comes out. Take a look at what happened.
You see his hand is out the window. He knew he had a problem. Came off turn 1, had a problem up in the marbles, but most likely
Left rear tire was down.
Sure.
And into the wall goes David Reagan, bringing out the 3rd caution that will reset the field. You guys mentioned restarts. They'll be coming up next.
140 laps into the racetrack, these drivers can get tired. You see right here, this is how the driver got hit with, or excuse me, the pit crew member got hit with a lug nut. As the drivers leave pit road, they spit those lug nuts up, and they can hit a pit crew member right there in the forehead.
Start finish line as they get ready to enter the restart zone. Can Kyle Busch hold them off for 7 more laps? Green flag back in the air. Not a good restart for Martin Truex Jr. He falls back all the way to 4th. And around goes the 19. Carl Edwards hard into the wall. 31 also around. The 12 or the 2 of Brad Keselowski connected. Danica Patrick in the 10 also involved.
We're back to 43.
Ryan Blaney, I believe the 21, may have been caught up.
19 and 31 side by side. 19 just gets up the racetrack. I don't know if he got loose, got tight, got into the side of 31, and behind that it's just on.
He had mentioned earlier that his car got really tight on the last restart. You know, we saw him go off the racetrack. You wonder if it leads with the nose. It's hard to tell. Definitely gets into 31's left rear quarter panel. Nothing he could do. But how about Kevin Harvick? Hard right-hand turn, gut by the spinning 31.
That was a big hit for Carl Edwards. That was a hard hit. And also, you know, about the 4 right behind the 19. Remember, when you get that close to another car, you're pulling the air off of that car. So you're taking a lot of downforce away from that car. You have a car on the outside of you, a car underneath, in front of you. All those things make your car very, very difficult to drive. And he already had trouble on the restart before. He said his car did not turn well at all. You take the aerodynamics away from the car, the downforce, and it drives worse. Watch the 4 car here.
Yeah, we're on board with the 4 car. You're going to see.
Watch them here. 2 and the 2, 2 wide. 2 wide, 2 by 2. 2 outside, tight.
The 19 just comes up the racetrack. You hear the throttle control. Kevin Harvick does a nice job not running into him. You see up in the right-hand corner of your screen, the red flag has been displayed. The field's been stopped. This is another onboard right here with Ryan Blaney. Just nowhere to go, a heavy impact.
That hurts. You see him holding his left arm. You see him clenching his left fist.
Very hard contact for Carl Edwards.
That's restart.
Dave Rogers made the assessment on the 19 car, and it's 2 damage to go. Carl, what happened in that wreck?
It felt like I just got tight down there. I've been having a little trouble with the splitter on the starts. And I got down there. We were fighting really hard for the bottom. And it felt like I just got tight and hit whoever's on the outside of me. So if indeed that's what happened, I apologize. That's pretty frustrating. Yeah, I don't know if he came down or if I came up, but it felt like I got in there and just scrubbed that right front. Hopefully Toyota wins. I feel bad for Stanley, Joe Gibbs Racing, everybody, and everybody's caught up in that wreck. That's frustrating.
And boy, restarts and outside line, all that tight, just really seemed to bother the 19 all day long.
Yeah, so I was having a lot of trouble the first corner on the outside, and I thought when I got down there the thing would stick because it was on the bottom, but I think it's something with the way we had everything going, the splitter. Plus I tried to cool the tires a little bit. Maybe could have cleaned them a little better, but yeah, sorry for everybody who got tied up in that. That's tough.
Carl Edwards' car, 2 damage to continue.
On the inside, Matt Kenseth on the outside. Into the restart zone they go. We're back to racing at the Brickyard. Great restart for Kyle Busch. Joey Logano moves all the way up to 2nd. He gets in front of Matt Kenseth. Logano trying to win the Brickyard 400 for the first time for Penske. Kyle Busch did exactly what he said he wanted to do. Get out in front and try to put distance between himself and the field. Oh, around goes the 6. Trevor Bayne into the inside wall. The 15 of Clint Boyer also.
Yellow's out.
Caution is out. They didn't get back to the white. We will now have overtime. Free pass will go to the 34. So Chris Buescher will be back on the lead lap. And that will put 19 cars on the lead lap as we will attempt overtime for the first time. Take a look at what happened. This was on the backstretch.
So Trevor Bayne trying to block Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer had a run on him. Trevor Bayne trying to block him. Not going well for either one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point, I know they're racing hard, but with only 6 cars 1 lap down, both of these cars are 1 lap down. These are the decisions that Trevor Bayne has to make better decisions on. While I know he needs to block, but he runs the 15. You see all the way to the grass. Clint Boyer could get out of the gas, but why should he? He feels he's inside the 6. It's unfortunate for both of them, but to be real about the situation, a much bigger penalty for the 6.
Trying to make history. Coming back into the restart zone. Kyle Busch, the lead and control car. Green flags back in the air. We're in overtime, sponsored by Credit One. And around goes the one of Jamie McMurray. He'll slide back up the racetrack. Caution is out again. 44 of Brian Scott, the 3 of Austin Dillon involved.
Here's the replay right here. Jamie McMurray in the high line, trying to accelerate. They're past the start-finish line, looking to enter turn 1, and it just takes a hard left. I don't know if he thinks he was going to be clear in front of the 14, Jeff, but the 1 takes a hard left across the right front fender of Tony Stewart, sending the 1 down to the access road, really.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to hit really hard right here. I thought he kind of got lucky, but as he comes across the racetrack, he gets in the side of the 31. Had the 31 not been there, he would have hit the wall much harder, in my opinion. So I thought he kind of went through there unscathed, but look at the left rear on the 1 car. I mean, I'm sure it's flat because he got into the 14, but as abruptly as he went, I agree with you. I think he was trying to get in front of the 14. He saw that hole, just misjudged it a little bit. Contact.
You know, but you do have a point. Was it flat? Is that what made the 1 turn left? Or was the contact with the 14? Without a doubt, the left rear's flat. But was it the contact or the result? On board with the 14, this would be a great shot right here.
He just saw the hole. He saw the hole and went for it. You know, we've been talking about it. You've got to find your way to the bottom. Right here, there's a hole. There's a gap behind the 24 car. He sees it. He goes into it. 14 coming. That's right at the braking zone, too. Okay? So that's what makes that very difficult to judge. It's right on the braking zone, and you don't know if the 14 is going to break or not, you know, as far as where he lives. So the 1 of Jamie, he saw that hole. He went for it. The 14 also saw that hole and knows he needs to fill it. So he's trying to move up in there, trying to break late. Murray just came down trying to fill a hole.
1 lap to go. The question now, do they have enough fuel to go all the way around? Through 1 and 2. Kyle Busch way out front. Kyle Busch, after winning the championship in 2015, many wondered if he could finish races, if he could win the championship. He showed everyone a year ago he could do just that. Now he'll get through 4 for the final time at the Brickyard in a racetrack that makes legends. Kyle Busch has been legendary today. Kyle Busch, back-to-back, wins at the Brickyard.
Like a 49-0 victory on the football field, but it didn't happen without a couple of restarts there at the end. How nervous were you, Coach?
No, I was real nervous. I felt like the more restarts we had, the tougher it's going to be on us because some of those guys had 4 tires. Kyle just did a great job. I'm happy for Skittles, Mars, everybody back there at Mars. We just want to thank you so much. This is just a great deal for us.
You've just seen so much, sorry, Coach, conditioning be so important. How impressed are you that Kyle outlasted him that way, too?
Well, I think for everybody out there, it was hard on them. So I think these guys, though, are in good condition to drive these cars like this. You got to admire them. So the whole field. So we appreciate being here. All the fans at Indy, we love coming to Indy. Lord's blessed us with a great day.
Big day for Joe Gibbs Racing, and now Kyle take a little extra time, a little overtime himself there, Rick.
Yeah, and how about this? What a great moment. The 14 and the 88 taking a final lap around Indianapolis Motor Speedway together. Tony Stewart in his final season. Jeff Gordon coming out of retirement to substitute drive for Dale Earnhardt Jr. And recognizing the fans here in Indianapolis who have been so good to both these drivers.
Yeah, I think recognizing the fans, but also recognizing each other. There's a lot of respect between these two race car drivers. They both know and recognize the ability of the other and the effort that they both put into their careers. And you can see, just think about this a little while ago. They thought about this a couple days ago, I would imagine.
The championships between the two, the race wins. As Kyle Busch continues his celebration. We'll go for the checkered flag. Getting the congratulatory hugs from not only Jeff Gordon, but also team members. A very big and emotional day for Tony Stewart, and an even bigger one for Kyle Busch. As one championship and one champion retired a year ago, Tony Stewart retiring this year. Now we have a champion back in victory lane. Marty.
It's a familiar place for Kyle Busch. He won the Brickyard 400 last year. He makes it 2 years in a row getting to victory lane, but this one in very dominant fashion, leading 149 laps. And this is how you celebrate when you win the Brickyard. Skittles flying everywhere. Careful, those Skittles hurt, don't they? Kyle, you told me this afternoon before you were introduced to the fans, we have an unbelievable car, but did you expect it to be that dominant?
No, I guess I didn't, but I certainly had hoped it would be like that and be that good. You know, this Skittles Camry was awesome. I just can't thank everyone from Skittles enough, everyone from M&M. And M&M's in their 75th anniversary season this season with us, of course, Interstate Batteries. This Toyota was awesome today. Man, it was just so fast, and being able to get out front and stay out front. And not even some of my teammates could challenge us. You know, we just had it hooked up, man. This thing was on rails. So can't say enough about, you know, Sprint, everything they've done for our sport. Of course, the fans, thank everybody for being here, everybody on TV. You guys are awesome. NOS Energy Drink, they power me all the time, and of course, DBX too. So we appreciate all of our partners here at Joe Gibbs Racing. Adam Stevens and these guys are a phenomenal group, and I'm proud to be winning with them, of course. And it's just fun to come out here and have such a dominant piece like that at Indy. They don't come along very often, so I was just hoping that I wouldn't screw it up.
What kind of message do you think this sent to the rest of the competition? Do you think you guys have now kind of set yourselves up as the team to beat come November?
Joe Gibbs Racing, yeah, for sure. I wouldn't say the 18. I think any of us have a shot to win any given week there is. You know, Carl was really strong today. Matt was strong today. Truex showed his strength today as well, too. Denny was there as well. So, you know, we all have great communication and great camaraderie, and we're able to work together real well, and that's what makes this team so strong. So, guys at the shop have just been doing a great job, and TRD, you know, the guys out at Costa Mesa, they've done a phenomenal job with these motors. So it's pretty cool to come out here and have another Brickyard 400 victory, 2 in a row, and to celebrate with all this team, and of course, beautiful family too.
That's it, the beautiful family as well, and we'll bring in Samantha and Brexton as well, and I've got to ask Kyle about some history once he gets a hug and a kiss from the family. We talked about this earlier too. Let's bring Brexton in on the interview. You were aware of the record that you had the chance to be the first driver in NASCAR history to win both poles and both races in the weekend. What's that significance to you?
It's so cool because you know, it hasn't been done before. I've tried and have been successful at being able to do a lot of things that other people haven't done before. So I guess I give myself more chances than anyone, really, because I probably run most Xfinity races. But man, when it helps you and it's helping you win on Sundays, then that's just what makes everything so worthwhile on running those Saturday races. So I can't say enough about everyone on that NOS Energy Drink Camry. The guys on Saturday, they do such a great job too, and helping prepare me and getting me ready to be able to do this stuff right here on Sunday.
I think Brexton wants the mic. You guys have a date with some bricks. Take off, okay?
Sounds great, man. Thank you.
Kyle Busch going to go kiss some bricks. They told him it was his house. I think Kyle Busch's house, Rick, is built.
Yeah, Tony Stewart's final Brickyard 400. Let's hear from him. He's from Kelly.
And obviously a lot of media attention and fanfare surrounding Tony. Your final Brickyard 400, you got to share that hug and some moments on track with Jeff Gordon. What did it mean to have that with Jeff?
That's cool. I mean, it's, you know, I knew when we got the checkered, I mean, you just didn't want to come in quite yet, and I wanted to run one more lap, and Jeff was around us, and before that last green run, and told my spotter to go get his spotter and said, after this thing's over, we need to go a lap around here together because it most likely is the last time we'll both get a chance to do that. So I couldn't think of a better guy to share that moment with than Jeff.
The score sheets will show you finishing 11th, but what will stand out most about this weekend?
That this has been the most relaxing Brickyard I've ever had, and probably the most fun I've had at a Brickyard. I mean, it was nice to win those 2 races, but it was stressful to do it. And for some reason this weekend, Drew Brown and Eddie Jarvis and everybody, they just made my schedule as open as they could to let me enjoy it, and we did. We had a lot of fun this weekend from start to finish.
And fun being the operative word, it seems like you're having a lot of fun as of late. What is it like to experience that in your final season?
It's a heck of a lot better than being frustrated all the time. So, there's just so many cool people that we care about in this series, and it's other team owners, it's other team members, crew chiefs, drivers, and we're just having fun with it. And that's what we said we wanted to do at the start of the year, and we wanted to have fun and win a race. We've done all that, and I don't think we're quite done yet. So, we're just going to keep having fun and going for it. I mean, I put us way behind today with a penalty that got us a lap down and at the back of the longest line, and the battle back to 11th, I'm pretty proud of that for our whole team.
Not only is he proud, I'm sure this entire city of Indianapolis proud today of Tony Stewart. Mike?
And also proud of Jeff Gordon. A year ago when you raced here at the Brickyard, we all thought that was your last hurrah here. Today probably was. What was it like to say goodbye to this facility?
Better than last year. Didn't go very well, and it was a fight. Wow. The challenges to be out there against the best, especially on those restarts. I got my butt kicked on restarts today. It was embarrassing. While I was feeling it for Dale Jr., and I hope he's doing good, I needed a feeling on restarts. It was pretty bad, but other than that, I thought it went really well. I really liked working with Greg and this whole 88 team. Took us a little while to get the balance right, track, and adjustments came to us. He made an awesome pit call to come in early one time, and he called it right as I was going into turn 4, and that made a lot of spots up for us because we had a fast race car. We just couldn't get the track position. Pretty tough to pass, and I didn't want to see those cautions there at the end, but I don't know. I'm going to need some practice on restarts for Pocono anyway. So we finally actually there on that last one got the car where it was decent on the outside. It was so loose on the outside before that. And I made up a bunch of spots off of 4. But, on one hand, I'm relieved that this is over. On the other hand, I would like it to go on a little bit better and looking forward to Pocono. And thank you to Tony Stewart. What a class act he is. It meant a lot to me that he invited me to come make that last lap with him.
Yeah, a special moment. What was that like?
Well, Tony and I have gone through a lot over the years, but he and I have become really good friends. I was with him when he got hurt, this year, and to see what he's done, how tough he is as a competitor. I've always known what a great guy and a great race car driver he is, but now I know more about who Tony Stewart really is, and I'm just so proud that I was able to be here and race with him in his final race. Maybe, I don't know. I thought this was going to be last year was going to be my final race, so you never know, Tony Stewart, but that meant a lot to me to be able to stand up from the driver's meeting, recognize him, and then do that pace lap here today at the end.
What about you? Is next week your final race?
Whew. If it's this hot, I hope so. My thing is I can't wait to talk to Dale Jr., debrief him on how today went, and see how he's doing. I want him in the car as soon as possible. I'm too old to be doing this stuff, but to come here, do this race, finish 13th, decent. I think I can do better next week for him, and then we'll just go from there.
We look forward to Pocono. Great to see you back in the track.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I was glad I was in the Exalted Chevrolet. That was a lot of fun. Thank Rick for calling me in France.
And Jeff held up pretty good considering it was over 110 degrees in that race car.